What's up, guys? Welcome back to Digital Dive-In. It's your boy Monkey, and today we got Julian with me playing 99 Vidas.
What's up? Yes.
Today's dive-in is going to be about gameplay mechanics and how they've exactly evolved over the years. I mean, gameplay mechanics have basically been the building blocks of video games since their inception. Like, you wouldn't have Tetris without gameplay mechanics. But the actual focus on the actual mechanics of the games have definitely evolved and changed over the years. So we're going to take a look at 6 genres of games. We're going to be talking about what we think is the gameplay mechanic for that genre that makes that genre what it is. And we're going to talk about how it's evolved over the years and whether or not it's evolved for the better, changed for the better. But before I do anything, I want to give a quick shout out to NWO, also known as Nerd World Order, over on Facebook. They are a terrific group of nerds. They have great conversations, great banter, great videos and shit. So highly recommend check them out over on Facebook. You probably have a good time. We're on Child's Play now, so let's see how this game works out. We have the same characters, we're still going to be doing shit. It's a fun game. Anyways, start us off with your first genre game mechanic.
My first genre game mechanic would be in a fighting game, and I am referring to the use of auto combos. The thing is, like, people have started to put in their video games like auto combos, you know, mashing one button in order to help give introductory people a chance to, you know, get good at fighting games. But my thing about it is, people these days rely on that, and they don't try to do anything else. It like limits the depth of the game that you can enjoy because you're just relying on, you know, one mash button, and then
I agree.
You know,
I mean, honestly, I'm happy with it because I'm trash at fighting games. Absolutely trash.
It's like they want to give people a chance to play fighting, just get better at the fighting game. If you suck at making combos, just get better at it. Like, there are no auto combos at Tekken, you just gotta figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree.
If you're not good at Call of Duty, don't put an auto shooting headshot in Call of Duty. You know, just get better at Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
Play.
I agree. I mean,
so, that's my own thing.
I actually understand that a lot because I've noticed that with like Injustice 2 and the last Mortal Kombat game, like the fighting was definitely nerfed a lot. The fighting was a lot more. It wasn't as in depth as the past games were, and it was just so much more simpler, in my opinion.
Yeah, like the recent game that did that was like Dragon Ball Fighters. You know, they have these auto combos, and then, you know, you got a team of Goku Blue, Goku Black, and like Kid Buu, and you're like, you know, you can't even get a word in. You know what I mean? It's broken. Like, you know, it really is.
No, I agree. I see how it can sometimes work. It gives players a more fighting chance against like really good players, but it also kind of takes the challenge away too.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you're relying on auto combos, then what the hell is the point?
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the piece of point of a fighting game. You know, like, that's the whole challenge of the fighting game is enjoying making these combos and wrecking people online with them.
I agree.
What's your genre?
The first one that I want to touch on is puzzle mechanics in action adventure games. I mean, that's the one mechanic in adventure games that like makes that genre what it is, you know? Like in every single action game, you always see like puzzles in some way, shape, or form. Like I'm still playing through God of War, and I'm loving the shit out of that game. And it's the same as
Uncharted really like brought that back.
Exactly.
Like, Uncharted was famous for that.
Puzzles have, in my opinion, have gotten more in depth, more difficult, and more focused on in terms of action adventure games.
That's one thing people loved about God of War is that it was action, but it had a lot of like puzzles and things to figure out.
Hell yeah!
You know, so
like the past God of War games, like their puzzles were fairly simple because they were focusing more on like the action of the game. You know, it was more of a hack and slash, honestly. But in this game, they put a much more heavy focus on puzzles, and I love it because well, that too, but like, in terms of the puzzle mechanic, it's super cool because they actually made it so, like, if you come to a point in the game where, like, you find, like, a nearly impossible puzzle, It actually means that you have to come back later on in the game. Not every puzzle in this game, or not every part of this game is accessible when you first reach it. Like there's certain
I play games like that.
There's certain puzzles, there's certain areas of the game that you need to actually come back to with like either a different weapon or a different upgrade or something like that, or like with your kid, for example.
Right.
Oh, this bitch again. I forgot about this bitch.
Yeah.
Did that do anything to her? Hey! That was easy. But anyway, so yeah, I like how they did it with God of War especially, and the changes they've made to the puzzles and everything. I really, really, really like it. In the newer action-adventure games that they've been coming out with, they've really put more focus on exploration and puzzles. And exploration and puzzles kind of go hand in hand. So, and I think they're doing a really, really good job with that. Like, they're making the puzzles more intellectual. They're making the puzzles more, like, you have to think about them more. They're not just, oh, do this, 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 and whatever. Like, you actually have to look around. You have to actually think about how you can do this one thing. And shit like that. And I love that.
My second genre was actually Sandbox Games. Like, you're open, how open like
games?
Sandbox Games have become. Yeah. Like, because you have games like Monster Hunter where, like, you can, it seems infinite, you know what I mean? Where it's just, like, you can just keep going and like, you know, whereas games didn't used to be that. Even though it was a sandbox game, games would be like, you know, maybe you'll get like a city, you know, to explore or something like that. But now you have games where it's like you can go all over the world, like, in the most literal sense, you know. And they're trying to really make games like just limitless, you know. And then you think about Skyrim and how, you know, huge that game is.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like, it's like ridiculous, like how far they've come with that, you know. I think that it's good, but you know, sometimes people always think that you need more in order to make a game great. Where it's just like it's not always about the quantity, but more about the quality. You know what I mean?
Like so many games,
you know, like,
have made like huge worlds, but they're empty worlds. That was the biggest. That was the biggest issue with No Man's Sky. Was that it was an entire fucking universe, but there's nothing in the damn universe.
And same thing with the crew. The crew was like, yeah, go all these places, but it was just such bland texture and just like they didn't put any thought into it or anything, you know. So but nowadays,
it seems like
made a comeback.
Yeah, I agree. There's still some games, and oh my God, did you die?
Yeah, I did.
You perma-dead. You left me alone with all those punk and fat guys. Come on. Like there's some games that have been doing a really good job, especially with like making the worlds even more beautiful. Like with Far Cry 5, that world is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, I believe it. You know, and they've been like getting better and better at it as each game's come out. Each game has come out, you know. Yeah, and it's just beautiful.
But even nowadays, there's still some games that like the worlds are just boring. There's some games, not a lot, but there's a good amount of games that are still like, eh.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. And I know my thoughts may be in the minority on this, but I thought Mass Effect was still a beautiful game. Like,
which one, Mass Effect Andromeda?
Yeah.
I didn't play that one because I heard it was shit, so I was like, I'm gonna skip it.
It was pretty fun. I liked it. Was it I think people had way too many high expectations for this game. Like,
well, I mean, coming off of Mass Effect 3, I mean, yeah, the idea is even better than the last, and it did not. Like, it had the same mechanics as the 3. They didn't really improve upon the mechanics they had. So it was just like, I mean, from what I heard, it was a huge letdown. Now, I still kind of wanted to play it, and I'm going to wait till it's like, you know, $10. What you mean? And it. Balls! My next genre for game mechanics is actually related to yours. Since yours was open world stuff, mine is actually RPG. And like the mechanic I'm looking at in RPG games is like the whole player choice. Like giving the player like an extra choice that actually affects the end game outcome.
Yeah,
you know, absolutely love that.
It's really amazing in it.
I'm talking about like how open the choices are in the game, you know, and how much you can actually influence the game and the characters in the game and shit like that. That's one of my favorite.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. Like playing Deus Ex, Mankind Divided, and Human Revolution. Like being able to like affect the end game. Being able to affect the end game as much as you could was so cool. I love that. Like, I love games that allow you to choose. But even like looking at the new game that's coming out, actually it's out this month I think, Detroit Become Human. Apparently that game is literally all based around your choice, your choices and everything.
I'm getting it. I'm building up to it because they released Until Dawn and they released Beyond Two Souls on PS Plus. So I'm playing through those and then I'm about Detroit Become Human. Because I played the demo and that shit was dope. There's like, and even the demo has replay value, dude. I have six endings to unlock in the demo. I've only unlocked like 2 of them. So it's just like I could just like replay that until like
exactly.
Like, that's
you can literally replay that one demo for like hours.
Yeah, dude. Like, and it seems so fucking real. Like, it's so dope. Like, I really feel for the characters and like. It's really dope, you know what I mean?
And then like this game's gonna be really, really good.
It's funny because you go into the main menu and you look at the difficulty and like one is just like, oh, play casually, you know, have fun. The next one's just like, lives could be lost, people could die, every choice matters. Like, oh, damn, they really want you to, they really want to hit it home that people are gonna die. It's hilarious. But yeah, I like that. You know, they make you really feel every decision you make.
And even with like the open world games like Skyrim and Fallout, like all those, like your choices affect how the world sees you and stuff.
I think my favorite display of that was Spider-Man Web of Shadows. That will always be to this day my favorite Spider-Man game, dude. Like, just being able to make decisions and, like, have a good ending or a bad ending with the Venom and the Spider-Man, like, and the storyline was amazing, and, like, it was just
right?
Great.
Like, I love that shit. I love that stuff. And
the combo system,
the way that games have put more focus and changed up how much you can actually affect the game itself is really cool. It's impressive. Because like in past games, like old school games, like being able to choose, well not just that, but like being able to choose or being able to affect how the game plays has not been a thing. That's a very new, not a very new thing, but it's a it's changed a lot over the years, and I love it. I think it
really is impressive. And
they've improved on that a lot.
It doesn't hurt that the graphics have gotten better.
Oh yeah, exactly. That too.
It doesn't hurt that at all.
My third genre is survival horror. Specifically looking at like the horrifying imagery that you encounter in survival horror games, because that honestly, like the imagery, like the enemies you come up against and everything that is in a survival horror game factors into how the player receives the game itself. Horror games are all based around like that, like horror factor. Obviously, they're meant to scare you, and they do that really well with like imagery. Look at Dead Space. Like, look at the freaking. What were they? I forget what they were called. Do you remember what they were called in the game?
I cannot remember. It's been a while since I played Dead Space.
The enemies in Dead Space were fucking terrifying.
No, yeah, they were. Like, there's just certain times I just couldn't play that game. I just didn't have it in me sometimes.
No, it was horrifying. And that's only gotten...
And I don't like scary stuff, so...
I love scary stuff, but, like, it's crazy because, like, that shit's gotten even, like, more intense with the upgrade of graphics and people's creativity. I mean, fucking Agony is coming out soon, and that game looks horrifying.
It does. I don't know if I'm excited for that or not. I really don't. I'm playing Until Dawn, and like, dude, there are these death totems and stuff that you pick up, and like, they show you like these horrifying images. Like, I felt like I was watching The Ring at some points. I was like, dude.
It gives like a whole new like feel to like horror games, and makes them that much more terrifying.
Yeah, that's true. I think like first-person shooters trying to like become more cinematic and like have more story to them.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's something that's pretty new too. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you remember back when you're younger, you just like point and shoot, and that was pretty much the game. Or,
Basically.
You know, like, you just like, you know, now it's like, oh, you know, now you're working for the government, you know, all this other stuff, and you get on a flying plane and you're airborne, and it's like, what? Like, you know, Call of Duty, you know, like some of their games had like really good story, you know, like Modern Warfare, like, you know, 1, 2, you know, those were great story-driven like shooters, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
And they were known for that, you know, and it's something that is rarely done, where it's just like a shooter that has a great story and like people don't get tired of it, you know what I mean? So, you know, then games started trying doing that more. You know, so it's definitely come a long way, and then it transitions into third-person shooters, and you know, it's all a thing now. You know, Call of Duty really tries to like shoot high for some of the games. They've been going a little bit too far. Like they've been, it just hasn't been like in the cards for them. You know, like especially when they start doing that future shit. Like just nah. You know.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't know. Like with me, with first-person shooters, like just stick to what you know, and you'll still make a shit ton of money. Like, is there anything else you want to say really quick about gameplay mechanics?
No, I think they've evolved, and I look forward to see what happens in the future, especially with VR coming out. Like, really big.
Honestly, I think for the most part, gameplay mechanics have changed for the better. Like, there's a few that have. Yeah. There's a few stragglers out there that they keep on trying new shit and it ends up being really, really bad. But for the most part, like they're improving upon the base idea and they're doing a really, really good job at it.
Yeah, I agree.
But anyways, Julian, thank you so much for coming on.
Of course, man, anytime.
Guys, if you like this video, go ahead and slam that like button. If you want to let us know your thoughts about gameplay mechanics, your favorite mechanics, and your favorite genres, go ahead and do so in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel and you want to see more of us doing our little thing here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell notification so you get notified when we go live. Guys, thank you all for watching. Stay excellent, and I'll see you guys in the next dive in.